this. And one of our questions is, are most of your friends married or single, and how are those relationships different, or how do you view them differently? Let's start with Sean.
On a good day, undecided sometimes, but no, the majority of my friends are married. So it's a challenge being the main single person around them, but most of them are married. So.
Okay. Yolanda.
I have a good mixture. So a lot of us are single. I have some that are married and think they're single. And then I have some that are in situationships.
Okay. All right.
Victoria.
Oh, we all single over here. So all of us are single. We're single. I'm just, okay, I done got lost. Go ahead.
It's okay.
But we're single.
Okay. And I think most of my friends are single. I do have married friends. And I think just the difference between them is, I guess, when we're planning things, of course. Because, single is like, hey, can you meet in 30 minutes?
Right.
When you call your married friends, they're like, really? Are you serious? There are two little people here. And there's one big person that I got to account for, too. And I was like, so can you go or not?
I do have some married friends though, and they'll just be like, well, can such and such come? I'm like, yeah, go ahead, bring them.
So do y'all experience the thing, like sometimes you say, oh, bring the kids. They'll say, I don't have a sitter. I'm like, bring the kids. They're like, then why would I go?
Right. They want a break.
Yeah. It's okay. You can bring the kids. They're like, never mind.
Then, of course, you have those married friends, female friends, I'll say, and Sean, you may attest to it, but who want a break from their husbands. So they're like, hey, I need some girl time, especially during this pandemic. I have some friends who are just dying because they've been with their spouse too long and with the children too long, so they kind of want to get out the house.
Okay, yeah. Okay. And so when we have those married friends, we have single friends, what do you think about the pressures from society and maybe your friends, family, even co-workers, and you being single? Has it ever made you feel like there's something that may be wrong with you when there's like the peer pressure, I guess, so to speak?
Yeah, what's wrong is I don't have two incomes. That's what's wrong.
I'll agree to that one.
Those are nice. Those are nice.
Honestly, for me, it's I try to have a balance between my married friends and the few single friends that I have. Because, in truth be told, the few single friends that I have, they're just out here just having a ball. And then my mindset is wanting to be on the married mindset. And so I try to give more so towards my married friends.
Well, I think my friends just love me so much. They're always trying to fix me up with somebody, and it's always the wrong somebody. And, they say, oh, but we know you so well. And these, my friends, when I say my friends, we're talking about 25 plus year friendships, like since junior high school. I was like, I don't think you know me at all, from the person that you're trying. And they always say, what happened? It didn't happen.
Oh, man.
So, and then I thought my parents, before they died, I was like, are they feeling sorry for me? Because even my father, he didn't go to church, but he knew the Lord, obviously, and one day he just said, are there no single men at your church? And I was okay, you feeling sorry for me? Or like, what we doing here? So, but just having those friends, as Sean stated, who, are single and living, like really living. And so sometimes I used to question, well, maybe I'm not living, but then I realized that's what the devil wants you to, to believe when you're focused and you're trying to do the right things and you're falling into your purpose. It's not that you are living. And I think at being single right now, being able to dedicate your time to your purpose, you are living. I'm living. Right. But I had to get to that point. But in the beginning, I felt like, but maybe there's something wrong with me. Why am I still single at this age? Yeah.
Victoria.
Oh, I'm just spoiled, so I know why I'm still single. But I do look to my married friends. I will ask them questions like, what were y'all doing? Like, how did y'all? What attracted you to that person? Like maybe I'm just a little too mean or too spoiled, or I go to church too much. It's a lot of things like where did they meet? I try to lean on them sometimes, and then they run to my house when they get tired of their person. The woman does, not the man. The woman comes over, my friends,
Right,
not
right.
the husband.
Right, clarify.
Because that'll be a whole nother conversation.
Right. You need to go to your own friend's house.
Wait a
Don't come
minute,
over
not
here.
this friend.
So,
Bring her. Don't.
and you mentioned people trying to fix you up. So,
That's happened to me.
when your friends try to do that, who is the better matchmaker? The married friends or the single friends? Who gets it closer?
Well, like I said, I do have some married friends who think they are single. So
You're going to get it.
they are not close. They are not close in the pickings at all. I would say I do have some single friends in the state and out of the state. Like friends I went to graduate school with, like, what's going on with the men in Memphis? Like, what's happening? I think Labor Day I posted a photo, and I actually had my friend to call me from Chicago. She was like, "Oh, you must have someone." I'm like, "Well, no, I can't. You know, why can't? Can I not look nice for myself? You know?"
Right.
And so she was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I was just trying to see you were glowing." It's the Lord.
There we go. Sean, do your friends try to fix you up?
They do. They have been, but seemingly they get it wrong because they think I want someone that's extremely young as opposed to my age, and I'm like, why? Why do you think that?
What?
Like, but they've just been getting it wrong here lately. So I'm just waiting. At this point, I'm just waiting and just let it happen naturally. Yeah.
Okay. Victoria, do your friends get it right? Either or the single ones or the married ones?
They don't even try. They don't try because my two best friends, Lamar and Sharita, they already know. They know me and then they know us. And so it's like, when you're getting me, you're getting my friends. You're getting, like, they're not going anywhere.
Right.
So they try. They don't try. Well, one of my coworkers, she did try. She's married. But she doesn't live here. I was like, so that person, if they're not moving to Memphis right now, I don't know what to tell you.
So she was trying to fix you up with a long distance relationship.
Yeah, one of her coworkers.
How far away is he?
He's in Atlanta. I'm
that's
not.
not bad.
I'm okay.
I'm just curious. What about Jackson, Tennessee, or Nashville? Would that be okay?
No.
Local. Local.
Local. I think that it's just.
Guys, no.
I think that trying to date someone on a long distance level, that trust factor would be hard. I think that the skepticism would just always be there for you.
Okay.
So I don't think a long distance relationship would ever work for me.
Well, right now, I
personally.
mean, you should, like, if you was going to date long distance, it should have started at the beginning of the pandemic when no one could go anywhere.
Right.
Right. Make sure they got an iPhone so you could FaceTime. But everybody was stuck in the house, so I guess that would have been the ideal time, but I
Right.
still wouldn't have done it. I get what you're saying, but
Now, when I first started dating in my
okay. Yep, right there.
right then that time, it was long distance. And as Sean stated, the trust factor was on that individual's part because I had a male best friend that I had had for years. And the person I was dating was like, "Oh, they're just waiting for you to come back, you know." And I was like, "No, it's not. It's not like that." And he was like, "Well, I'm a man and I know what it's like." I'm like, "No, it's not." He was like, "When you get home, when you move back to Memphis, let me know what happens." And I hate to admit it, he was right.
Oh, man.
But nothing happened. But it was a tough period. I think what allowed us to be pulled apart because I got tired of saying I am faithful, I am loyal. I'm not doing anything. At that time I was studying for board exams. Like I don't have that kind of time. I was finishing school. I was working, studying for board exams. So, but the trust factor for that individual was very, very hard.
And I think it depends on the individual because you could be in the same city and the trust factor is just like
Non-existent.
Like they
Agreed.
don't. You could be an outgoing person, and then they'll just think that all those people they trying to talk to you. No, because you set that boundary, and but if they don't believe in that boundary, then it's just you just lost. Because you might as well just say bye. Because it's just like if you're not gonna trust me, I'm not finna try to explain myself constantly, over and over again, talking about the same thing. And clearly, I'm showing you that it's not like that.
So when you're the popular person and you never meet a stranger and you're always saying hi to everyone, so you
Yeah.
come to church and Sean may come to church and he's like, hey Yolanda, hey Katrina, hey Victoria, and they're like, well, who are they?
Yeah.
They're my church members, and I just
Yes.
happen to know them, and I know their names, and we said hi,
Yes.
and I said hi. So, you know, things like that. So sometimes it's, I guess they're kind of struggling with something themselves and trying to figure out what they want to do. So, okay. Now, you mentioned why you're single because you're spoiled and all of this.
I am.
So have you ever thought that it would be best to adjust your personality or change anything about yourself? Not just, you know.
Well, I guess I gotta define spoiled first. So, I am spoiled because I'm the baby, but I am spoiled because I work hard. So, it was the guy that I was talking to. I asked him, I said, hey, can you get this for me? Then when I get back, I'm gonna give you the money back. And he was like, no. I said, okay, well, I just got on the phone and I called my dad. Daddy, can you get this for me? He got it. But it was something that I needed. So I just didn't understand why you just couldn't give me something that I needed and I'm going to give it back to you. And he was like, you're spoiled. You don't. I said, okay, well, it's nice knowing you because I needed that.
Right. Now, let's talk
But-
about needs and wants real quick. Did you, because now I need to know.
You want to know what it was?
You don't have to tell me
It was
what
some
it was.
shoes. I needed them.
Okay. I understand the need for shoes.
I needed them.
But did you need them right then?
No, but
your
they
feet
were
gonna
the
fall
last pair.
Oh, yeah.
See?
That is the situation.
They were the last
You know, honestly, I had this discussion with some friends on Facebook just a few days ago between dating a woman that is spoiled or likes nice things. I don't think that it's wrong for a man to treat a woman like you appreciate her by giving her gifts, by doing things for her. Not trying to go biblical, but the Bible says that a man should love a wife as Christ loved the church. And so what's wrong with doing those things for, whether it's reciprocated or not? So
But I didn't ask him to buy it for me. I was going to give him the money back.
I get it.
You just needed to pick them up before they were
At that
gone.
moment.
Before they were gone. I got
get
you.
it.
I left my purse at the car. And the car was all the way on the other side. Somebody could have, and then there was another lady looking at the shoes too, so I need them right then.
Gotcha.
We need those shoes. So what do you guys think about that? Have you ever considered changing anything about yourselves to attract or maybe keep a mate?
Me personally, again, just going through a growing season for myself, I love my personality. I love who I am and I love who I am becoming. But one of the things in my last relationship, which ended a couple years ago, I didn't place blame. There was no blame to place. So what I said to self was, what can you learn from the relationship other than the typical? And so for me, the individual was really bad at communicating. They had no picture of what communication looked like between two adults. And so what I thought to myself, you know what? In your growing season and this period where you're going to be by yourself, because I chose to be by myself afterwards so I could get myself back together, I said, well, God, I want to learn how to effectively communicate with a man. So that was something that in my own discovery of myself, well, maybe, you say you're big on communication, but why were you not able to communicate with that person, although they didn't have any communication skills? But when I began to go a little deeper, and God heard that prayer, I woke up one morning cleaning up on Saturday. So I'm going to turn my music on, and there was a video that popped up on YouTube from TD Jakes that specifically talked about how to communicate, that men and women communicated differently. And I began to really deep dive into that study, and when I came out of that, it was like, okay. But as far as changing who I am as a person, no, I wouldn't change that.
Okay.
I just try to be better.
Okay.
You gotta adjust sometimes.
Yeah,
Just adjust to that person.
Yeah, I think self-evaluation is good, and I think there are some things that everyone could change about themselves, especially coming out of a previous relationship, things that you can reflect back and say, well, had I not been that way or did those things, change some things about yourself. So self-reflection and self-change is good. So.
Okay, good. So, even though we're talking about self-reflection, what image do you think people see of us as singles? Do you think there are like different levels to being single? Single never married, single divorced, single widow. They look at us all differently, or do they just lump us all together like you're single, or because some people have different experiences. Like I said, single never married, divorced, widowed, single with kids, single divorced with kids, things like that. So let's start with Sean.
I am single, divorced with children, and so I kind of fit that mold. But when people get to know me, it's like, oh, he's really cool. He's just a cool person. Me being an extrovert, I will talk to anybody. I have that personality to where I even have a female best friend who I've been best friends. I am literally 31 days older than she is. We are 48 years and best friends. And so, but people can tend to look at me as if I'm possibly some player, or I'm the total opposite. I'm really just a cool guy.
Cool
That
guy,
was a nice
Sean.
little commercial. Advertisement.
Whatever.
I do think, I think when I was reading that question, I began to think about, my friends who are in different situations. I do have friends who are divorced. Some who have been divorced for several years. And of course, I've been single for the last couple of years. But I do think, being real, people look at divorced singles and they try to figure out, okay, why is he or she divorced? What happened in the divorce? Was he or she the cause of the divorce? And if they feel that he or she was not the cause of the divorce, oh, it's okay, and then we understand. Then you get someone like me, I'm 42 years old. So, okay, you're 42, you don't have children, and you're single.
What's wrong?
It's what's wrong with you. Something wrong with you, right? So I do think people look and view us differently depending on our situation.
Right, because if you've been married before, then you're marriage material. But if you've never been married, a little shady over there. What's going on? So, Victoria.
So just to piggyback off of what Miss Yolanda said, like it depends. I think it depends on your age. Like I'm. And so
22.
21 plus, but it does depend because like they feel like at a certain time you're supposed to be married or you're supposed to have. If they're not asking you why you're not married, they want to know why you don't have any children. And I'm just like, well, can I just focus on myself, or just maybe it's not time yet. It's all in it. It's not my season or whatever. Everybody want to say that word,
right?
But I think it does depend on the person, because I'm single, never been married or whatever. I don't have any kids, but it's just it ain't time yet. But when the time does come, I'll be ready.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So this one's going to be the challenging one. We're going to vote on this one.
Okay.
Who has it worse, single women or single men?
Single men.
Why, Sean? Why?
Women are the commodity. Women, you guys have it easy to get a man. Right now, I think the ratio in Memphis is probably right at about 10 to 1. And I may be wrong. But you guys are the commodity.
How do we have it easy?
But we're slim pickings.
That's because Metro Memphis is so small. That's because
made it. If we have it easy, y'all have it made because y'all have a lot of choices.
Absolutely.
You can't make your mind up.
Well, but again, but you guys are the commodity. So men are probably constantly chasing after you guys because you're such a commodity. Victoria.
No, don't use me.
No, listen. You are a college graduate. You are a career-driven woman. You love God. We're friends. Okay. You're beautiful. So you are the commodity that most men, albeit married or single, would want.
But I'm not the only beautiful college.
You're not. You're not. But that's why I said that men have it hard because. But women are hard on men because you guys want someone that's probably 6'2",
No, we're
slim
hard
in
on y'all because you
stature.
have so many choices.
See, no.
That's why we're hard.
know.
You in trouble. We're hard on y'all because y'all have
Okay.
so many choices, and you don't know how to,
I think
effectively communicate what you're trying to do. So therefore, we don't have it easy as women,
Okay.
but the men has it made because they have so many choices. If you said it, the ratio is 10-1. We're losing.
Did you say 10?
10 women to 1 man.
10 men,
So,
yeah.
right, yeah, but
We're losing. I'm not finna fight. I'm not finna
And some
compete.
people don't mind sharing. I'm not a
Oh,
sharer,
I'm
but some
spoiled.
people
I'm not
don't
sharing.
mind sharing.
they
And
do
so
believe
I'll agree.
sharing is
people
caring.
take advantage if they're like, oh, well, she's okay with it, she's okay with it, she's okay with it. I got 3. I'm like, I will not be 4.
She's
I will not be a
nasty.
part
You're
of that.
nasty.
yeah, but think about it. I'm the only man on this panel right now, and I'm sitting up here with 3 beautiful women that are single, but you guys can go out and there's another single guy that's probably after you guys as much, and we're struggling trying to find that perfect woman that we can wife from.
he may be after us, but he also may be the man that does not have any goals. He can be 5'6",
Come
but
on now.
if he doesn't have any goals, he probably doesn't know what type of woman he's looking for just because I am a woman. And then what I've run into is because I'm educated, but like you said, I'm very down to earth and I'm very humble. So I've run into a lot of men here in Memphis where, well, you need me to buy you something or you need me to pay your bills. No, I just want to get to know you. Oh, it's something
Yeah.
wrong with you. So now something is wrong with me
Too
because
independent.
I'm not asking you in the phase of getting to know you.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? So it's more about, for me, I went to undergrad 16-1 ratio.
Jeez.
We go to college, they tell you sometimes find your husband in college. No.
If I did, he wasn't in the same class. We had a different major.
Right.
Okay. So,
I'm sorry.
okay. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's different. It's just one of those things where, when I think you change your preferences, requirements versus preferences as you get older. They change every few years, I'm sure. Some people's change every month, but they might change. And, some people do want someone that's 6 feet tall. And there are some older people who still like, oh, I need him to be 6 feet tall. I'm like, you're 68. Let it go.
Right.
Just,
I'm 68.
Right.
just let it go.
Oh, no.
But yeah, and some people keep those things, and it's not like, we're looking at those physical features, but, of course you want someone who's appealing to you.
It's attractive,
You
right?
do want to be attracted to that person. But are we being realistic? I'm 5'6". He has to be 6'8". Really? Come on.
Right now,
So, yeah.
Now, I'm a true believer that God is not going to give you someone that you can't look at in the morning.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I just believe He
You do want to be able.
loves you. He loves you that much.
Yes. You
Yeah,
want to be
just-
able to
The Bible said,
sit across
ask.
the table.
Ask and you shall receive.
Okay. So we're talking about marriage. We're all single here. So let's talk about the possibility of not getting married. So how do you handle the fear of being alone in your old age? Sean has children, but what if you don't, with no one to care for you or to be there? I see it. If that's still the case, me and my girlfriends, the single ones, we're getting us a nice big house. Everyone has their own room. We have the common area, and we travel the world together. We've already cut our living costs, so we're traveling the world together. We're going to be 70 years old, and just wherever. So, what do you think about that, Victoria? If that ends up being what God has for you.
Well, me and my best friends, we said we're not gonna live in the same house, but we're gonna be on the same street. We're gonna be neighbors side by side, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna travel. But I really believe that there is somebody out there for us, and we just have to be patient. Maybe, and God is still. It's something that we're not doing. I'm gonna put the blame on us. It's something that we're not doing for God, as to why we probably haven't found that perfect match for us. And so, once we tap into God and we start listening to Him and doing what He say, instead of having that long list of needs and, requirements, I think we'll be all right. it may be somebody from our past that we just was mean to. And I'm sorry if it is.
Yeah.
Go ahead and apologize.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I do.
I'm sorry for being mean to you.
I'm sorry for being mean to you. Can we try this again?
I'm just gonna say I'm sorry for being mean to you. I don't know if I really.
Right.
You gotta tap into God. If God didn't tell you that, then you don't have to say, "Can we try this again?"
Yeah, we're not gonna. Yeah.
You may not want to. Not today.
I don't think I was mean to anyone though. But okay, Sean.
Honestly, at 48, I really didn't think that I would be single. I thought that I would have, after my divorce, that I would have been remarried by age 40. That was a goal. That was a plan. And it didn't happen. And so if it does not happen for me now, I'm probably just going to be depressed. I don't know, because I really do. I'm such a family man. Three sons. When I was married to their mom, I'm such a family man. Family is everything to me. And so I don't know. I've never really thought about that question. I just know that I want to be married again, and I'm praying on that one.
Okay. Do you want more kids?
You want the politically correct answer or the truth?
Tell the truth.
Well, my youngest son is 20. He'll be 21. So 20 years ago, I opted out to medically not have children again. So, again, I never thought I would be divorced from that mom.
Right.
When we had that discussion and made that decision together. So, I think a combined family or blended family is perfectly ideal for me.
Right. So it's going to be best for you to probably date someone with kids already.
Yes.
Okay. Yolanda.
As Sean stated, I never really thought about it because I've always felt that if it was not meant for me to be married, then God would take that desire away from me. And because I still have that desire, then there is someone for me. But it took me back when I read that question. We have to be careful what we say. So when I was like 14 or 15, my prayer to God was, keep me, until I finish my education and my career goals before I, get married. And so with saying that, I still have some career goals. I finished all my educational goals, but I still have some career goals that I'm working on now. And so I do believe in due time, it's going to happen.
Can I ask a question though? Do you not think that person could help you get to those career goals? So maybe changing up the prayer to probably like, okay, God, I'm here, but can you send me someone that can assist me in helping me reach my goals? Like maybe, and I think I had to change my prayer too, because I was like, okay, I want to graduate, I want to be this, I want to be that. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe I need a little help. So,
and I have, Victoria.
I had to change. It was a hard task to change, but I did. You got to evaluate yourself.
You do.
And be like, okay, wait a minute.
Agreed.
You do. You definitely.
Wait a minute. We need to fix some things and change them and adjust. And once you adjust and get that understanding, okay, God, here we go. Let's go.
Yeah. So I feel my help is coming.
Always coming.
Okay. So how do you all feel about having to do everything yourself? Like car repair, home maintenance, paying bills?
Well, honestly, so as a man, some of those things are natural for me.
Right.
But Victoria said it earlier, two incomes are better than one most days.
Yeah.
So, and it's not that I'm looking for someone to share in the bills, but it's, again, we're here in church setting, the Bible says that a woman is to be a helpmate. So, I do miss that. Sometimes I look at my bank account and be like, ooh, Jesus. When I thought I was saving for a vacation, I'm paying a bill. But I'm glad that I'm paying my bills. But I miss having that total package of being able to just provide everything for one another. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yolanda.
Ooh, I'm going to be happy. Let me tell you why. Not because I need someone to help pay my bills, but I've never dated anyone where we live together either. So I don't have that experience. So all I know is me paying my bills. Now, when it comes to car repairs, what I've had to do, I got to go on YouTube. I got to become an expert on the carburetor before I
can
go to the
become
shop, because if I don't, because I'm a woman and I'm by myself, and so, or I have to have my brother to call ahead and for them to tell, one thing. And so that kind of becomes frustrating. I don't like to take out my garbage, but, I will put some gloves on and roll the garbage can to the curb. But my mother taught me just what she used to say was, I want you to be self-sufficient just in case God doesn't have a husband in his plan for you. So you need to know how to take care of yourself. But yeah, I'm going to be so happy. I'm probably not going to know how to act when it comes, because I'm not going to know what to do with myself.
So I know how to do a lot of things, and of course the things I don't know, I outsource. I have to pay someone. I have really tall ceilings. Can't do a thing with those because I don't do ladders. But the regular bedrooms that, I could paint on step stool, I get the edges up there. I did those, but the other ones, no. So I have to, like I said, outsource. And some men could probably do that, I'm sure, even if that's not their job.
Right.
They can paint. Sean, can you paint high ceilings?
No.
He's like,
No.
That's not.
I can paint, but
not high
Not high
ceilings.
ceilings.
You don't do ladders either.
I mean, I will. It's just I'm not. I know my place when it comes to certain things. Like I don't do electrical or gas, or if albeit I will outsource that thing too.
Yeah.
I know my strengths and my weaknesses. I do.
Because you were saying you hadn't lived with anyone, but there was a guy I dated, and if he saw the trash needed to be taken out, he just grabbed it and taken it. I was like, I need somebody to take the trash out.
I'm bringing the groceries. You go grocery shopping, can I have a hand? Especially when I lived in an apartment, so I lived upstairs, and it was, the 10th trip was like,
Oh no, you only take one trip. We are taking them all in. There is no way. I can do this one time, 27 bags. I got it. I got it. All right. Victoria, did you want to add anything?
I always can use the help. So, I just rely on family when it comes to fixing things, and just, I'm pretty good about taking my car to get the oil changed on time and the maintenance and stuff like that. So, just the 2 incomes will help, because I could go. I know, read that little date at the top, 3,000 miles. Okay.
Right.
It's time to go. But, I try to do it because I like learning new stuff too. So. Now I do know my lane. I will stay in my lane.
Yeah. YouTube is my friend, and so I do that.
Yes.
Absolutely. So. And one last thing: do any of you have any advice for the suddenly single? All of a sudden they find themselves single.
You got to have patience and get an understanding and be willing to make adjustments.
Okay. Good.
Utilize this time for self. Utilize the time for self.
I would have to agree with both of those. Definitely reflect and have patience, and make sure you're good first before you get back out there. So
take your time.
Take your time.
Yes.
Take your time. It's out there, and what's for you is for you.
Absolutely.
No matter how long.
Yeah.
This has been a great conversation. I want to thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you.
And I want to thank everyone for watching. And please join us on Wednesdays for Bible study in the Singles Ministry at Brown Baptist on Facebook Live. Thank you. Okay.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Cut. We good?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for
DJ,